Alright, what is going on, people here, and welcome back to another episode of Ark Survival Evolved Max Speed, and this time we are taking a look at the Dilophosaurus, the pretty much first dinosaur, or dinosaur excluding, the dodo, that people really tame in this game. So we're going to be jumping around, and, well, we got some wild ones attacking us here, but they're no problem because of admin abuse, really. So the Dilophosaurus, how do you sum up that mount? Well, it's not even a mount, you can't even ride it, but how do you sum up that creature? Well, it is that first pet that you have in the game, that you jump into Ark, and it's your first hour playing, and you get attacked by these guys, and you think, wow, they managed to kill me, they must be super, super strong. And then you go ahead and decide to tame one, and then you get another, and then you get another. And before you know it, you have 3 Dilophosauruses, and you love them like no other pet you've ever had in the game. I've had perfect tame T-Rexes and perfect tame Argentavis and perfect tame Quetzals, but I don't think anything ever came close to my first Dilophosaurus, which, actually, funnily enough, I did in the first season of Ark that I was playing way before I ever did Max Speed, and it was Destroyer of Worlds, and I thought I lost him, but turns out that I actually didn't, because I couldn't find him. I had him set to follow, and I was still super new to Ark, so I had no idea of what was going on, and, I thought I lost him, but 2 hours after I last saw him, he just shows up out of the bushes, following me, and it was really weird. I really thought he was dead. I wasn't sure what was happening, but he found me, so... Dilophosauruses, they have no real purpose for me in the game. I played through the first time in Ark, I got one. I played through the second time, I got one. Third time, got one. Fourth time I played Ark, I never bothered with the Dilophosaurus because I just was looking for that endgame house that I wanted to build, and I didn't really see a point of having these guys. But now that I have them in front of me here, I realize how much I missed these guys, and that they're really awesome creatures. And, they can have a bit of a pretty good effectiveness on using them as a guard dog, because having Dilophosauruses wandering around your base is pretty handy. But the real question is whether or not they're going to be useful for movement speed. And they get a lot of movement speed. Let me just tell you right now, I don't think I've ever had a higher percentage number of movement speed after the matter. So we're going to have a level 1 million here, as we have to. We have no other option to do it. Unfortunately, you can't give experience to surrounding dinosaurs, which is a bit of a problem, and I wish that the Ark devs would put in a command to just give any neighboring dinosaurs that much experience, but, whatever. So we're going to summon in the Alpha T-Rex, and then it's going to get effectively one-shot by the 1.5 million Dilo. And, well, what have you got left? You got 300 movement speed, stock, and it gets 7.5 per level. And that is going to put it at a high movement speed. Higher than I think any other creature we've ever had, capping out at about 740%. So you can see this is our standard Dilo movement speed. And you've got the other one. And I think that if you had a lot of these guys, and you can see the 120 survived 2 hits from that Alpha T-Rex, which is not bad. 2 hits from an Alpha T-Rex at level 100 pretty much shows that this thing is going to be holding its own against a lot of regular creatures. It could probably, in herds of maybe 5 or 10, take down a couple Brontos, take down maybe a regular T-Rex, and, the movement speed is clearly effective because it can keep up with my walking movement speed, which is still faster than regular character movement speed. And you can see here, the fact that it has so much oxygen does make it go extremely fast in the water, but, yeah, you can see how good this 1.5 million Dilophosaurus is, and I would actually recommend having one in your regular Ark playthrough, just because it's really funny. Watch when I whistle to attack this dino, this Bronto. You just can see him running as fast as he can towards it, blowing by me, and just killing the Bronto. But anyway, we do have the event for tower defense coming up pretty soon. It's probably my fault for not mentioning this sooner, but what we're doing is we're doing a tower defense for Ark for subscribers or viewers or whoever wants to join us, really. And so if you want to play with us, it's going to be tomorrow at about 1 p.m. Pacific time and about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's obviously run out of North America. So if you're on the East Coast, it's going to be about 4 o'clock. If you're Central, it's probably going to be 1 or 2, or 2 or 3, and then Pacific is 1 p.m. right after lunch. So if you want to join, there's a Steam community that will be in the description. And so you can join the Steam community there, just post that you are available to play, and hopefully we'll have a lot of people, and it should be a lot of fun. I'd like to get maybe 20 people, or well, 20 people might be a bit much. We already have 40 people in the Steam group, but I don't know if everybody can make it, and it's a bit of short notice, which is my fault, so sorry about that, but it will be tomorrow, and I still just have to go build the map, so. You can see we've got 3 Dilos over here. They don't stand up very much to the regular Dilo that we have, so. It's pretty cool. I really, really like this creature, and hearing the little clicking noises that it makes when it's around you just idle really brought back a lot of nostalgia for me when I heard it, because it just makes me remember when you're in that 4x2 thatch hut and you've got a couple Dilos just in there with you and you don't feel like you're alone in the Ark. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you've got suggestions for future videos, either Mythbusters or this or anything else really, you can go ahead and leave them in the comments and I'll be sure to read all of them. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of Ark Survival Evolved, Max Speed, or Mythbusters. Peace. And actually, if you remember watching from my Max Speed videos, you can see that I jumped off a volcano and I managed to not get one shot by that. So we're taking the first level 1 Gallimimus, and it survives the fall. Now this Gallimimus has 150 health, and I only lost 96 of that, which is about 70%. It's about 60 to 70%, I believe, somewhere in there. And yeah, you can do a really cool glitch with this where you look down and you use its head as the hitbox for it being in the water, and then you look up and get off the mount, and you've got yourself a flying plesiosaur. Unfortunately, you can't surface it any further than that, but it's a pretty cool thing to just sort of leave on the beach and watch as players go by and just kind of stare at it, confused.